How's it going, guys? Winter Kills here. Welcome to round 3 of local feature matches for this week. These are again back from October 31st this year. And plenty more on the way for the following weeks that came after this locals. I think I got 2 more full locals after this, so be on the lookout for those. And of course, if you haven't checked out the previous few, the last one should be annotated up in the top right if you click the eye, or at the end of the video in the last 20 seconds. But here we have Dragon Link versus Dino, the same Dino player that we saw in round 1 versus Altergeist. And also check out that match up if you would like to as well, to see how the Dino player fared in that one. And of course, a lot of these videos lately, these past few and the few ahead of this one, have been live a few days in advance for YouTube members. So if that's something that interests you, maybe consider becoming a member of the channel today. You'll also get in on some exclusive behind-the-scenes, content posts in the community tab that only, YouTube members will be able to see, or even a dedicated spot for your name at the end of all my videos. So just a way that you guys can support, and one of the better ways because you get something out of it in the process. So getting into it here, Dragon Link shenanigans are off to the races here as usual. We'll see the White Dragon Collapse Serpent resolve to search the Black Dragon, or the Eclipse Wyvern. Get their name, not Eclipse Wyvern. White Dragon Wyvern Burster, that's the name. And then your boy Romulus is going to get linked off for everybody's favorite Link 1 extender, Link Cross, to summon out a few tokens to synchro with the Phalanx into Martial Metal Marcher to bring back the Phalanx. Wombo combo, everybody. That's going to go into Hulk of Fibrax. Hulk of Fibrax, is it going to summon out Vylon Cube? No. It's going to summon the Rose Dragon. Red Rose Dragon, I think. I'm not entirely sure. Yep, Red Rose Dragon getting summoned from the deck. Level 3 Dark Dragon Tuner. If this card is sent to the graveyard as single material, you can special summon one Rose monster from your hand or deck except itself. Then if it was sent for the synchro summon of a Black Rose Dragon or plant synchro monster, you can also add one Frozen Rose or Blooming of the Darkest Rose from your deck to your hand. I don't think he'll be going for that. So he'll be able to get the Herald on the board, and then through that Red Rose effect, be able to summon out the White Rose Dragon, I believe, which is the level 4 counterpart to it. So not only getting the extender, of course, directly off of Hulk, but using Red Rose to get an additional extender out of the deck onto the board to be able to make more plays. And it looks like something has gone wrong with his combo. I think our Dragon Link player may have either screwed up somewhere or maybe didn't have the necessary cards to keep going, but Hulk of Fibrax resolved. Plenty of cards in hand, but maybe just didn't have it 100% to be able to get everything done. But either way, one interruption out of the way. In fact, the only interruption here. I guess you could count Hulk as an interruption if you really wanted to. So Herald's gone now thanks to Gamseal. And we're also going to see Lost World play. We're going to see the normal summon of the Petit Pteranodon. And we're going to see him special summon Ghidarla. What's also interesting here is we didn't see him use Lost World to get a token. Because I'm pretty sure the tokens are 0/0. Unless he's going to be able to link into something else that'll trigger the effect. And there's Reprodocus. So now he's going to use to get the token. I don't... Maybe that was the play to go, but I think, you didn't really have to commit to Reprodocus first. But hey, it is what it is. But everybody's favorite Link too, man. Hulk of Fibrax. Gotta love him, right? Gotta love him. I don't know if my ban list prediction video has gone up at this point. But if it has, check it out. And if it hasn't, look forward to it because it's going to be a banger, I'm telling you. And lots of controversial takes going out this time around because everybody's angry at the format for good reason. Everybody's just upset. They're angry. They're all cooped up and they're mad because funny blue card go burr. But it is what it is. Hopefully things get better, man. I really hope they do. Hopefully 2021 is a better year for Yu-Gi-Oh! Because it definitely deserves to be. But we're going to see battle phase shenanigans happen here. UCT was added off of the Oviraptor everybody's favorite funny dinosaur, Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. Everybody's favorite, most fair and balanced 3500 Walking Book of Eclipse OTK machine. Everybody's favorite, just like that. Ooh, we'll go underneath the Reprodocus. And it looks like it won't. A little worried about the Reprodocus, mainly because, you know, that could cause some problems with the little wind barrier statue later down the line. UCT attempt to activate here does destroy Petty, and luckily our Dragon Link player has a extremely clutch, and I mean extremely clutch Ash Blossom. One thing I've learned over these past few months when it comes to stopping and countering Dino and what to hand trap where, well, first and foremost, ideally you're going to want to have multiple hand traps, and secondly, you always want to Ash the babies when they get destroyed, because if that happens, they'll lose a lot of steam, as we saw there, because it basically prevented Evolzer Dolka from coming out. In this case, he's forced to sacrifice 2 monsters into Nightmare Phoenix so he can get into the Simorgh Bird of Sovereignty. Zone placement wasn't the most optimal, so it forced out that interaction there. And unfortunately, no back row for him to take out there, because that would have netted him a draw since there was a co-link. But now end phase, there's that wind barrier statue of the Stormwinds, I think. I'm not sure its actual name. I only remember what the water one is. Barrier statue of the Torrent. I think the dark one's barrier statue of the Abyss. And other than that, can't really remember the others. It might be Stormwind, though. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I'm sure someone will affirm in the comments. And thank you in advance for doing so. But our Dragon Link player here is in a bit of a predicament. We got a Walking Book of Eclipse on the field. And it has a pseudo Vanity's Emptiness. But for wind monsters, except for wind monsters, I should say. So clearing in the battle phase makes the most sense, right? But then again, you know, you've got Book of Eclipse on the field. So how do you get around that? Well, you're going to need some extenders. So he's going to flip up White Rose, which does have 1200 attack. But not under Lost World. It's currently sitting at 700. Everybody always forgets about Lost World. Now, the barrier statue is at 500, so it actually doesn't matter, because the barrier statue monster is not a dino monster. So the attack loss here, not really too in favor of either of our dino player. And it looks like our Dragon Link player showing some cards in his hand. There's some probably suboptimal cards to see in the hand. And it looks like battle phase, it will go through successfully, not burning the UCT, which is interesting. But I guess, you know, he hadn't burned his normal summon yet. He still technically could have flipped up the Kaiju and, you know, normal summon and made a play with that. But it looks like after the attack goes through and he flips up the Gamma Seal, then he uses UCT. Interesting play here. No normal summon committed to the board. Interesting line. I think I would have at least waited until I saw a normal summon come down. But then again, hey, I am no dinosaur expert. I don't claim to be one. Never have, never will. But let's see what he's... And it looks like, yeah, that is the Buster Whelp in the hand. The Destruction Buster dude, the Domain Lock card that you can just go into off of Union Carrier. And Domain of the Monarchs was such a huge thing, but then again, you know, you've got it in an equip spell form, basically, that every deck can access if they so desire. But he's going to go ahead and link into the Hieratic Spheres, which is a huge card to have here. Very, very good card. The bounce is great, and then obviously the tribute effect when tributed to be summoning out more extenders, something like Brotar. It's just fantastic here. I'm so used to what Spheres used to summon out, you know, like a Morphage Goliath, or the extra deck lock that offered, but just go for more extenders, right? Why not? So UCT is just absolutely chilling there. He's just straight vibing. Plenty of cards for him just as outright send. And it looks like he's going to attempt to go into the battle phase here. And it looks like he's definitely going to want to respond now with this Erratic Spheres. And Battle Phase being exhausted. So he won't be able to clear the whole field. You know, when he eventually resummons this UCT at the end of the, or during main phase 2, which is, you know, definitely something we can expect here. So Battle Phase exhausted. Sphere's going to resolve. What will he summon, though, now that it has been tributed? Looking at Rocket Tracer, looking at Brotar, looking at Black Metal Dragon, as I think it's called. And it looks like that's all he's going to summon. But when that card hits the field, I believe it does get to search for a Red Eyes card. And more importantly, I think Red Eyes Darkness Metal is what it will search for. There's 2 Banished Dinos. And boom, there it is once again. UCT is back on the board in main phase 2. And that's going to do it for his turn. Dragon Link in control once again of the situation. He's got a monster on board. That's face up, importantly, without having committed the normal summon already. So, now flipping up White Rose Dragon. And we'll see if he's going to use UCT here. Does it feel is enough of a threat right now to go off into the UCT? But it doesn't look like he's going to go into the Buster Whelp link. And then he's going to link off the Black Metal Dragon in for Striker Dragon. I was expecting a Guard Dragon, but going for Striker Dragon. So it looks like he's going to go ahead and search Red Eyes Darkness Metal. And not search Boot Sector Launch because I believe it is currently in his hand. So that would be the reason behind him not searching it. I do apologize for the glare. Barely tell what that card is. And again, I do apologize. So he has the Gamma Seal set still on his field. Just putting a token on his field to sort of act as a placeholder, obviously because of the whole socially distanced dueling procedures, obviously, that were in effect when locals were still up and running. 3K defense, 2200 body, but, well, I guess with Lost World up, it technically only a 1700 body. But still enough to get a Link 4 here. I don't see Guard Dragon plays being too viable right now. Maybe now is the time to be more aggressive. Now he's been able to at least get this far. And it looks like that's what's going to happen. There's Borosaur Dragon. He's a blue card, so he cannot exist horizontally, which is really bad news for UCT. He's going to go into the battle phase, and he's going to take not 3K, but 25K because of Lost World, and put him down to 2,500. So cut him down very easily. And that's going to do it for our Dragon Link player. Not doing too much Dragon Linking. I guess Borosaur is a Dragon and a Link, but you know what I mean, combo-wise. Just sort of having to do whatever he can, wherever he can, since the combo here in Game 1 was a little bit scuffed. But these things happen. You got to be adaptive, right? You got to be ready for any situation. Borosaur is one of those cards that helps out in these simplified situations, especially Ash, too. Seeing a card like Miscellaneous Saurus is a true blessing, but having Ash Blossom to stop the graveyard effect, I can't speak, is almost just as good, especially if that means it's going to be the end of his turn, picking up what looks to be an infinite impermanence in hand. Borosaur's going to get in for 25 again, and he's going to set one. Perhaps not. Setting 2. And it looks like he might be keeping that imperm in hand. Can't tell. We'll set one. Then pass. Top decks the Chaos Space, which is huge. I mean, it's absolutely huge to grab that. Discarding Gamma. Searching, what? Chaos Dragon Levianeer? Oh my goodness. Summoning that to the field. Going to activate its effect to blow up 2. Does not target. And he's going to fire off the impermanence, but it really doesn't matter here. That's still 5,000 damage on board. And even after it's been impermed, he's still going to just tribute it, banish it to summon Red MD, and yeah, that's just game outright. So, Dragon Link taking that one. Kind of close. It almost got a little out of hand there, but UCT wasn't enough to hold it back, despite, you know, A combo that did not successfully go through, although if it definitely did, I mean, we would have saw the same result, Dragon Link taking game 1, but it would have been just a lot quicker there. 14 minutes or so, roughly, for that game 1. Now into game 2. And there's Gold Sark for the Giant Rex, Animador and Archosaur, and having a clutch impermanence. Importantly, before that token can hit the field. That is huge. Because otherwise, the Imperm becomes dead. And also, at this point, I do want to mention a quick shout-out to Imperium Duelist, guys. If you want to pick up some amazing play mats, deck boxes, dice, binders, and more, sleeves and things of that nature, check them out. A link to the website can be found down in the description below, as well as a discount code that you guys can use at checkout to save 10% off your entire order. That code is WinterKills10 off. One of the best ways to directly support the channel, and it's also great because you guys get something out of it in return. And of course, if you're buying anything on TCG Player, don't forget to use my affiliate link. It's the first link down in the description below. If you guys use that link and you know, shop with it and check out using it, a small bit of the revenue from your purchase will go right back in the channel. Of course, that does help out greatly as well. So, getting back to the game, we're gonna see just a quick and, you know, fast path to the Simorgh Bird of Sovereignty, trying to get to that barrier statue play, seemingly not having much else going for him this turn. Ash Blossom comes in clutch to stop it. So Imperm Ash, really, really great to have here this turn, especially for our Dragon Link player, because if he did not have either of those, we'd see a UCT on field. Possibly, maybe a Dolka and the barrier statue, which could have been, you know, near impossible to play through without any side deck cards or hand traps. And he did open a pesky White Rose Dragon, which is rather unfortunate, but not so unfortunate because he's still able to get into Striker Dragon. And unfortunately, that's going to be met with Infinite Impermanence, so no Boot Sector launch there. And it does look like he opened Divine Lance in the hand, too. You hate to see it, but the bricks, man, they're not treating our Dragon Link player so well here. Now linking into the Buster Link. Get that token off the field, and we're going to see Monster Reborn for White Rose Dragon. Now getting 2 dragons onto the field for Romulus. And equipping it directly from hand with the Divine Lance. And we're going to see Phalanx get equipped, summon itself. And now we're going to see things start to roll here. We're going to see Link Cross for 2. And here comes the Dragon Link combo, the Halky Link Cross combo that everybody knows and loves, I guess. No, nobody loves this combo, let's be honest. But we're going to see Link Cross and Marcher for Halky here. We're going to see him go for the Red Rose Dragon. Would be really nice to have that little Wombo combo here once he goes for Herald, but unfortunately, he's got White Rose and Dragon already. But, you know, it's not so bad because that White Rose Dragon was pretty much the only reason he is able to get to where he is right now. We're going to see Elpy, and with it, Pisty. And that is going to create the nice arrow scheme setup with the Halka Fibrax there for Rocket Tracer. Now, an interesting play is going to happen here. We're going to see him go for a Link 4 for Boral Sword. And now we're going to see Pisty bring back Rocket Tracer. He's going to use Tracer to destroy the token. Lost World will attempt to protect. And he's going to go through the deck now, since, you know, it is trying to be destroyed. So he's going to destroy Baby, and he's got the Ash for it. But still, unfortunately, Tracer doesn't get to resolve because the card was not destroyed. But basically made him burn a Baby out of the deck, which is great. Boral Sword gets in for 25, and Pisty only for 500. So getting some good damage on board. Getting a Baby out of the deck. One less Baby for him to use and abuse. And now we're going to be able to see him actually linking off the Boral Sword. Interesting there. I kind of maybe would have linked the Tracer and the Pisty if possible. But linking the Boral Sword away is interesting, as that card puts your opponent on a very, very short clock. But, you know, a card like Heavenly Spheres is so welcomed here. Does our Dino player have anything right now? Did he top deck the Stones? Have you read Misk? Show us the Misk. Show us the Fossil Dig. And it looks like he doesn't have anything. We're going to see what looks to be an end phase Hermetic Sphere. Putting back Lost World, and that's going to summon out the Black Metal Dragon. I believe it's called Black Metal Dragon. Level 1 Red Eyes monster. In end phase, we're going to see him attempt, now that Lost World is gone, attempt Rocket Tracer. It's going to summon another rocket from the deck. I'm unsure which that one is. I memorized very few of the rocket monsters. But it's a level 4, so that's going to allow for a nice little level 8 synchro play. Everybody's favorite Borreload Savage Dragon. And there's Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. So no Borreload Savage here, actually. How about a Link 1, though, into Striker Dragon. Chain Link 1 Striker. Chain Link 2 Black Metal Dragon. I believe that's its name. We're going to search Red MD, which is a fantastic search target. Yeah, it's Black Metal Dragon. And Boot Sector Launch. Going to banish the Striker for Red MD, and then bring Borrelsword back, and that is a swift end to the game right then and there. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Dragon Link taking this match 2-0. This is one of those matches that I feel like could have gone either way depending on die roll, but Dragon Link did win die roll, and win the match it did. Two very, very powerful decks that definitely need addressing on the ban list. 100,000%. Like I said, if that ban list video has been uploaded already, check it out if you haven't. If not, be on the lookout for it, because it definitely will be out before the 15th, which is the date that Konami has posted, you know, for the ban list to be out no sooner than. And yeah, if you guys like the video, please drop a like if you haven't already. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, if you really like the content. We're on our way to 20,000 subscribers. And, of course, don't forget to turn on notifications if you want to be notified when all my videos go live. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, Winner Kills signing out. We'll see you in the next one. And last but not least, a huge shout-out goes to our Divine Level channel members here on YouTube, Academic Thick, Zors, and Cadillacs84. Thank you guys so much for your generous support.